So something I've been thinking about is procrastination. So I know a lot of when I started, I had to do a lot of cold calling
Mhm.
and a lot of recalling of old prospects I haven't heard from a while. What advice would you give to someone who's procrastinating picking up that phone?
Um, that's a good question. Procrastination predominantly comes from fear. Something of fear that's happened, may have happened to us in the past, or fear now. So a lot of time it could be the fear of rejection. So I'm picking up the phone to make a call that I just don't want them saying no to me because it's a sales call. Um, but procrastination develops itself in lots of different areas of business. So as a general rule, not particularly in sales, but as a general rule, procrastination would help with any job broken down into small pieces, bite-sized lumps, as opposed to seeing the overall picture. So take anything back down to small pieces and get your mindset right. And always remember how you felt after you'd done the job. Whatever it is you're procrastinating, how did you feel when you'd actually made that call and finished it? Was it a relief? Was it a good feeling the last time you did it? And 9 times out of 10 it is, because you didn't want to do it. So now it's a good feeling. So remember what it felt like last time, and that'll help you moving forward with this time. However, in terms of what we're particularly talking about, which is re-engaging with somebody, I don't know, from a quote or something. Firstly, which should never be an issue, because we should always have an agreed time for a catch-up. So for argument's sake, were you to be a client of mine, and this would apply whether I was an electrician, I was a business coach, whatever, would be, okay, Ashley, thanks ever so much. I've given you the details of everything. Perhaps we can have a catch up next Tuesday in the morning. How does that sound? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. 11 o'clock, good time? Yeah. I've walked out of that meeting, today's a Thursday for anyone who doesn't know, knowing that in 4 or 5 days' time, I've got permission from you to call you. So it doesn't matter whether you remember on Tuesday, but I've got permission. So I feel okay in myself that it's not me pestering you. It was agreed. So when I phone you on Tuesday, I'm going to go, hi, Ashley, at 11 o'clock. Hi, Ashley. Kim here. As agreed, just following up from our last meeting last Thursday. Now I've got permission. That would help me stop the fear. Because part of the fear is, one, the rejection that they're going to say no. The second part is, am I pestering? Am I pestering? Am I pestering? Am I sounding too salesy? But if we've agreed a time, I'm not. That gets rid of that one. The second part is, depending on your business, for most of us, we tend not trying to we cringe, let's pretend we cringe when we give the price of our product or service. And this will be tradespeople, this will be most of us. So when it comes to it, we might hide behind, we have the meeting and then hide behind, oh, I'll send you the price in an email. And then we move on to the follow-up, which becomes difficult. However, what we should be trying to do is, initially in our meeting with somebody, firstly, we create the rapport. Secondly, we find out what they want. What's their outcome they want? I'm trying to use broad brushes here because it's different for different industries. For me, it'd be slightly different, but in a broad brush, what outcome do you want? So if I was a tradesperson, electrician, I came into your presentation room and you say, Kim, we present in this room an awful lot. We're just finding, the sockets are old. We need, we need the sockets replaced. There's 2 ways to do that. I could go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 sockets. There's £65 a socket. So that comes to, I don't know what 865 is, but whatever, plus that. Or the better way, in my humble opinion, okay, fantastic, Ashley. can I ask you what you use this room for? Well, we do presentations and things. Oh, okay. And which end is most of your equipment at? Oh, it's at that end. Wouldn't you prefer to have more sockets up that end so you haven't got extension leads and things running across the floor, which are a little bit hazardous? Oh, you could do that. Yeah, rather than putting these ones down here that you don't use, we can still leave one here rather than having 3 though. Why don't we put more sockets up that end, making it more useful? Oh, that'd be fantastic. Okay, there's £65 a socket, and then it's a little bit extra because we're moving them. That'd be another £50. Would that help you? Is that the sort of thing you want?
Much better.
Much better. Whereas most people, and I will definitely say most now, will come in and go, a socket, £65 a socket. They will not ask you what you're using the room for. They won't ask you what outcome you want. The outcome is they just want to be able to plug their stuff in at the right end of the room so they can present properly without having leads all over the place and hazards. So if once I've given that to you, why would I then, except I'm not talking corporate deals here because that is different. Things do have to go through certain channels, but I'm just talking a general sort of lower end deal. Why would I go away and say, oh, I'll send you a quote and then let it all go cold? Why wouldn't I just say to you at the end of that, no, that'd be fantastic. Okay, would you like to move forward with it?
That momentum, keeping that momentum up.
Yeah, of course, Kim. Okay, if we just sign this contract quickly, we're done. We'll be in on next week to start fitting it if that suits you. Then and there, then you get rid of all that. But people are or can be very hesitant about giving a price face to face because it's the fear of rejection. And do you know how many times do you get someone, you get to your point and you're going to give the price, and because you think it's quite expensive, as you give it, you go, well, that'll be £1,000, Ashley. And then I'm expecting you to go, oh yeah, fantastic. Now I've just given it as if it's like the world, rather than just saying, no, it comes to £999. There you go. Would you like to move forward with it? Always moving forward as opposed to, so there's that. But having said that, if we have got to the point where we've not agreed a phone call, we've sent a price via email, and we've had no acknowledgement, nice easy way without feeling awkward would be for me to pick up the phone to you and go, Ashley, hi Ashley, it's Kim here from so-and-so, whatever. We came round and priced up your job. I sent you an email last Friday. Can I just ask, did you get the email? Because sometimes I know they don't, not everybody reads them. What's the harm in that? Nice and easy. And the next question would be, oh yeah, got it. And you'll either say, you'll probably say, I haven't had time to read it, or yeah, I've read it. So if you haven't had time to read it, I could say, okay, fantastic. I'll give you a time to read it. When would be a good time to call back to discuss it? Again, getting permission for the next phone call. Or, yeah, I've read it. Obvious next question. Have you got any questions about the quote? And if they're still not, what did you think of it? Again, just trying to get, there's no harm if we hide behind something that we send out in an email. There's no harm in engaging and saying, did you get the email? That's not pestering. That's just being professional, because there's no guarantees they did get the email. The only thing you can guarantee is that you pressed the button that said send. Could have gone in a spam folder, could have gone in anywhere. So it's about how you re-engage with people. And sometimes, there was a wheel company I dealt with some while ago, and he hadn't heard back from people for 3 months or 4 months. So still it became procrastination, because it became a difficult thing to pick the phone up again to re-engage. But again, it's just, no matter how long the period is, it's just again, hi Ashley, Kim here, we spoke 3 months ago where we had a meeting and we were talking about doing a will for X, Y, and Z. You said you needed to speak to your children. I was just a quick catch up to see if that had happened yet. It's not salesy. And if you all of a sudden turn around and go, yeah, I've spoken to him. Oh, okay. And what was the outcome of that, can I ask? And it's just a question of finding out more information again. It's but you've always got to look at, when you're selling, what outcome do people want, and then how do you say that you can provide that outcome for them, and then shall we move forward? That's generally what I would say. There are, in different fields, there's certain inferences in different areas we go, because a lot of people will talk about the pain point. So again, with the electrician going into the presentation room, we could use with the pain point where they say, I've asked you whether you do more presenting up the other end, and you say, I could ask you, well, what difficulties does it cause you down as it is at the moment? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. We've got extension leads going across the room. We've got, can't find an extension lead half the time because their place hasn't got one, blah, 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 blah. So what would it mean to you if we could get this, so everything's up there? Oh, that'd be fantastic. So it is, you've got to work, why do they want what they want? What trouble is it causing them at the moment? But actually picking up the phone shouldn't be an issue because it should have been arranged in the first place.